Hello, everybody. Let's see how loud everything is real quick. Oh, thank you, Han. Luke's here. He won't be participating too much, but he's got sent home from work due to a terrible, terrible cough. That was the emergency. I had to go get him. So, hi. Welcome, everybody, to Ace Attorney Apollo Justice, one of my favorites in the series. It's so hard because it's like, I love the original trilogy, 2 pieces, but this game meant a lot to me too. Which is funny because it's like, at first I was on the bandwagon of, oh no, but my Phoenix got fucked over. These games must be bad then. But I probably played one of, like, this game the most growing up. So we're just going to jump right into it because today is the day the first case happens canonically in real time. Or I guess technically the crime happened last night, but the trial occurs today. And that's kind of what I'm going to be going off of, is when the playable trial occurs. If something happened in the past, though, it's like, I can't really do too much. Like the flashback cases, I feel like, I'm going to do that still as the cases in order as much as I can. Unless they're like DLC cases in like the next 2 games or whatever, but... Oh, it looks so weird. Not pixelated from the DS, but it also looks really good. Showdown time. I don't even know what version of poker they're playing. You lose. Oh my god, murder? Murder! Oh, it's a canvas. I get it now. I see what they're doing. I see what the texture is. Smart, honestly. This is a moment I wish Sunshine were here. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please, the cop should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should have come to that. The bailiff looks so nice. Hello? Edward? What are you doing back there? Fuck off, Edward! The apartment ghost decided to knock something over. Very rude. Panicked. Palms sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous. Good morning. I'm trying to remember German. Hold on. I must get German. I think it's going to become Russian no matter what I do. Damn it. Oh well. Oh, well. That's all I know of Arnold Schwarzenegger's. Get to the chopper. Nope, I'm going to Russian anyway. Nida's here, apparently. She's come to play. I'm doing an accent. Nida's coming out to play. Good morning, sir. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine. I'm fine. That screeching noise. Is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. I guess you're British now, because it's easier, and it does fit your look. Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, huh? I'm fine! I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine! That explains it. You're an idiot. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. Here, honey, cough from it. No, don't do that. Don't force it. I overdid it again. Oh, the sprites do look really nice. Oh, they didn't. It just, yay. Everything looks pretty. I was a little nervous when I first saw them. My brain automatically went to, like, ew, no, gross. That's not pixels. But they're still honest to the pixels, so it's very clean and very pretty. I have actually not played this version of Apollo Justice yet. I've only played the DS version in my entire life. So it's like, when this came out, I bought it immediately, but then was like, I'm not opening this until it's time. So I think that was a year or 2 ago now. So it's like, it's just been sitting there waiting. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. Apollo, I love you, you fucking idiot. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir! One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. I will kill you. You're annoying the shit out of me. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. Actually, do we have profiles on everything? Oh, well. Time of death, 2 a.m. last night. Oh, good lord. Oh, no, not last night. Oh, no. Did they fuck up? Did the timeline get borked already? Oh, no. Oh, well. Or maybe because of the weekend. That's what I'm going to do. The weekend delayed the trial. Cerebral hemorrhaging. Yeah. And I think it said, the 20th when we came in. I wasn't paying attention too hard. Yeah, April 20th. Yeah. So, timeline not borked. Hooray. Who could that be, I wonder? Oh. I didn't know I was the same age as Christoph Gavin. I don't know how I feel about that. The defendant is being accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Sup, pa? Huh. Good, morning. Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial. Nervous. Meeting him. Cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something. Help. So you're... Fine! I'm fine! Ah, Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name. Says you, motherfucker. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend, so why... You'll see. You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, it's time. Shall we? Yes, sir! What a little dork. Okay, I need to focus. First trial, here comes justice. Oh, I missed that little tagline. I missed it. Also, I'm fine. I've missed that too. That's still a mantra of mine. You know, I could have waited a little bit and done 10 a.m. to be the stream, to be when trial starts, but oh well. The court is now in session. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. Fuck. That's bright. Yay. God, I love this game. Mind going blank. Don't panic. Too late. Your name was Mr. Justice, and this is your first trial. Yes, Your Honor, but I'm fine, really. Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. And Mr. Gavin? Yes, Your Honor. I was on... Oh. Mr. Justice, are you all right over there? Mr. Justice! Do you need a lozenge, Mr. Justice? Actually, very fitting to have you here with your cough, honey. I love you. I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case. That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes. And my client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Well, of course he wants justice, but to entrust his case to this greenhorn. Why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in our town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine, but does he have cords of steel? Now let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. Sup? This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright. Yay, it's Phoenix. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? This is the moment when a huge chunk of the fan base quit. Or at least back in the day. I think they all came around to it eventually. And then we all collectively started hating on Athena. And then we all backed off. Next to Phoenix Wright, the next Ace Attorney game to come out, we're probably going to hate on it. And or because it's been so long, we're just going to scramble to it and cry. That's what I'm going to do. I won't speak of it further then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne. To think I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains. Sorry, I don't think you get to hear some of Luke's commentary. What a sweet cry just came out of his lips. I would hook you up to a mic, honey, but I know you'd probably cough too much and people would not like that. But I'll relay for you. Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see. Idiot.
Ahem. The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! On the head. Smack! Killed him cold.
A customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was?
The pianist for the club, it seems.
Phoenix Wright, a pianist.
This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice.
Which I have now learned is not replacing alcohol. It's always been grape juice because it's a favorite of the creator. And I fucking love that we all just assumed.
Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice.
The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence. Something to note, Justice. I'm going to ignore you for a minute, Gavin. I'm getting ahead of you. I want to look at shit. The bottle is completely empty. All evidence is blah 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 tutorial. I am not going over this shit. Watch every other playthrough we've ever done. Or, play the game yourself to look at the tutorial if you desperately want. I highly recommend it. Honestly, even though you've watched me play through it again. It's glorious. So the victim was a customer at this restaurant. But just who was this, Shoddy Smith fellow? I love that name. It's so on the nose.
We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor.
A traveler?
According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear.
And he had some sort of connection with the defendant?
That, too, is unclear at present, Your Honor. He's not talking. We believe they first met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime.
If they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing?
That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime.
Wait a second. Isn't poker gambling? That's illegal. Oh, that's a crime in and of itself. Where are you? Is this Utah? I thought this was Japanifornia. Wait, is gambling illegal in California? I didn't think so. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, that Utah was the only one. Man, we've infected Japanifornia. So now it's Jafornita.
Indeed, it appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal.
It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game, in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor.
A competition?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. What? Come again?
The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women.
I mean, probably, I don't know. That will be our first order of business here, then, to find out more about this fatal game of cards. Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime. My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game, and our customers are happy. A pianist who can't play piano.
Better than a defense attorney who can't defend.
Fuck off, Payne. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Sorry, this music. Oh, it hit me right in the, just yay. All that, the happy sensors just went boom. Are you all right? You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? No, I'm good. I'm fine. He's a little thinky head. No thanks, I'm good. No need for help here, sir. I think I've got this one covered. I think you'd better do more than think. You know it or you do not. I'm fine. The courts of steel are ready for battle. My weapons, press and present. Yes, okay, you give me the tutorial anyway. Fuck off! Inconsistencies? Lies? Phoenix Wright? As if! Phoenix Wright would never lie! And it's up to me to prove it! It's such an interesting character study. I love it. The defense may begin the cross-examination. We'll just press everything, honestly. I didn't see any. You can hardly play? Oh, I play sometimes, when customers demand it. So I play them one song. That's usually all they want. Was that supposed to be a boast just now? The title of pianist is a mask. A respectable face I wear for the world at large. Why are you really at the Borscht Bowl Club? I'm a poker man. They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I am a professional, after all.
Bah! Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine.
Yes. Your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston.
What?
I've played poker for 7 years in that little room. Jesus, it's been so long since our original trilogy playthrough, and man, Phoenix. We both followed. Okay. And I've never lost once. What? You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. Look at you being all confident in your sex. Honestly, I think Phoenix became sexier when he became a hobo. I think Hobo Phoenix is hotter. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time. As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once? Is that even possible? The room is the crime scene photo is an attraction. It is quite a history, actually.
Hold up, gang. I just need to pass the blanket over to my poor husband. Ooh. Ooh.
The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day.
Black market?
Oh, in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Or on the internet. One of the two. Suffice it to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room.
Oh, hello, Tomodachi.
A smoky room, gambling hoods. You know. Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, the goon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout, but little else. The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. Two decks of cards. A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate two decks, no one can slip in cards. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor. Precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor. Each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. You are such a dork. Incidentally, we used two types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue. It's almost like it's my old ex-boyfriend, Edgeworth, is still there. Why did Edgelord come out? God damn it, you've ruined Edgeworth for me. How dare you, Edgelord? Don't give me that look. I'm just cursed like Shell. That's more the problem.
Oh my goodness, itchy nose.
As I recalled, in poker you make 5-card hands. I can see how it would be easy to cheat. Huh. Yeah, a game of hands. This competition you're talking about. I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right! It was a simple game after all. Nothing happened. Are you sure? Huh? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment the crime occurred, yet you claim no connection to the crime. Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense.
I completely let that one slip by.
Don't despair yet, Justice. Sir? Right, there's something I'd like made clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not? Very well, the defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press. I've got myself a whole new testimony. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon. I mean... It... Dude. My guy. Objection! Opening objection, thank you. So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon? This grape juice bottle, right? So I said. Something the matter, Mr. Justice?
The hair flip. Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb.
What's this, Mr. Payne?
I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints.
Oh, those bites were smooth.
Objection!
No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears and our case. I am glad that this game does kind of imply like the real world thing of you piss off the judge, your case is fucked. But what about my cords of steel? Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant? Well, that's true. The prints, the look. Excuse you.
Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints. Huh? But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down.
Upside down? What does that mean?
It means he was holding the bottle inverted. And there can be only one reason for that.
Luke just said inverted Song of Time. And oh no. If only that would have maybe made the murder like not be caught. Anyways. No, get that out of here.
Yes, to brain someone with the bottle. You brought that upon yourself.
His face is so fun. Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse. Oh? I see no problem, Justice.
Huh?
The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. What very cooperative are you? Are you still mad at me for taking away? This could hurt your case.
I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. And what might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police? Reported?
Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright, but still that...
Really?
Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone.
Near the scene?
Let's take a look at a diagram of the murder scene, shall we? The victim was murdered in a small room in a basement 2 floors down from ground level.
That's a deep-ass basement. How is there a window looking out? Okay, I'm trying to envision this building now. And it's either the window... Oh, no, the window's not looking out into the outside. It's just the stairwell. That's right. So, yeah. Okay, we could be completely underground. That's fine.
Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant.
I see. This is the phone that made the call?
Time to get a looky at the phone.
The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Wow, the battery is being held in with a piece of tape. You should just buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it. Or he just doesn't care. Yeah, this is his same cell phone. He's had this thing for way too long. Like, what? I'm trying to remember when we finished Trials and Tribulations. I want to say that was 8 years ago, so. Yeah, you're an old-ass phone. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative? I saved Mr. Gavin. I better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being.
Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about...
What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment that the crime occurred? How can you possibly know this? That's a good question. How indeed? The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness. A decisive... blah, blah, blah.
You're as good as they say you are.
So someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready? Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand.
Aw, she's so cute! The witness will state her name and profession.
Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness? Your Honor, do you need glasses? It's been a long time since I've seen you, buddy. I think you need them.
I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns. So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this cord will cut them off.
You are sure?
I swear it on my gavel. Please come out. Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor?
Is it? I guess it would be a form of assault. Well, if you are sure, it is okay.
You're the reason Nida came out. She remembered you were here, and she's like, I have it. I do this voice now. Ah! Wait a minute. Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's paraphernalia? Yes, she is a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade. And that would be...
My name is Olga O'Reilly. I am employed as waitress in Borscht Bowl Club restaurant.
Then why the camera?
Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht at his naming restaurant. But I also perform, how is it said, other service.
I take it one of these other services is taking the customer's pictures?
Like for example, this one.
I want to change da to vach, because that was the Nido one.
That's the defendant.
Indeed, on the night of the murder. Man in white hat is one who has gone kaput.
Indeed, that is the victim.
The art on the judge when it's zoomed out is so regal looking. And then there's just him.
Order! This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps.
It is same way as I drop cold bowls of borscht on laps of customers. Casually.
Then the court will casually accept this new evidence.
Now witness, where were you at the time of the murder?
I must just look really quick. Beautiful. Oh, they have like a calanche over there. Cool. No, that's not what I wanted.
I was in room. The hideout, we call it.
I didn't realize it was spelled that way. That's hilarious. I'm gonna have to tell my buddy later. Actually, nope, I won't text him yet. I'll text him after. Excuse me? The hideout?
It is room where famous gangster bad guy was arrested.
And we all thought Dead Man was a bad one.
Is room where murder took place.
What?
Your look of utter surprise, it is lovely. I will post my courtroom door later for you. The photos will be numbered and you will write which ones you want copy of.
So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shoddy Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga O'Reilly, our witness. I don't think it's actually pronounced O'Reilly, but it's definitely O'Reilly. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means...
Very well, witness. You will testify to the court about that night's events.
I'd also like to look at her profile. Oh, hey, Phoenix is only a year older than me. I think I made that connection back in the day, but still. God, you're a baby. That was it. Was Sunshine is the same as, yeah. But I'm still weirded out that I'm the same age as Kristoff. My God. And you are a baby. Oh my God.
That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on, duh. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Then last hand is done. But something terrible has happened, duh. That man flew at the victim and is strangling him to death.
Incidentally, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith.
That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose.
You fucking fanboy. Justice, maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection?
But he hadn't lost in 7 years.
Take it from me, kid. It happens.
I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. Okay, I don't know poker super well. Okay, I have to think. Oh, I thought B would make the thing go away. Let me read that then.
These are the poker chips as they lay the very moment of the crime. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright.
So they have a 3. So that 3 in a pair, like 3 of a kind in a pair. That's a full house, right? I'm looking to you for poker. But the kings would beat the 7s, right? Because they both have pairs of aces. Cool. So yeah, no, Mr. Smith did win then. Or, yeah.
Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith.
Chips, you say? I'm hungry now.
Duh! I mean, yes! Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils.
I know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3. No, you weren't. Shut the fuck up. I think he means poker face. Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Except if I remember right. I don't know which size means what, but I feel like the reds are probably worth more than the black ones. But I don't remember. Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness. I think the thing I need to point out is the strangulation, because that was not it. He died from blunt force trauma. Move along, Olga. Yeah. Objection! Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd.
Ugh, normal customers only choke on borscht.
That's not good, girl. No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Ah! Miss O'Reilly? Really now? Did you witness the crime? Oh. Does borscht have crawfish in it? I've always wanted to make borscht. Looking at the picture, it does seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything.
Yet it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor.
Oof.
Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation.
Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? This head certainly was hit.
But I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim his neck.
Oh, really, Miss O'Reilly? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice, I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination. What? Oh, just an email. It's okay. There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. Oh, Apollo, do you have the same thing Ryunosuke has where your inner thoughts are mumbled? Or do you just have a very obvious face and your emotions are written all over it? Okay. After the defendant tried to strangle him, but there was still no... I'll ask you about it. You didn't say anything about hitting before.
So sorry. I must be forgetting this, da?
Witness, you will take greater care with your testimony.
Oh, da. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle his victim, then changed his mind, and chose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, that sums it up nicely.
So he strangled him, then hit him? Something's fishy about all this. Go ahead. I believe you know what it is you need to do. No, I can't remember right now. I have early morning brain. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shotty Smith, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, I got you now, O'Reilly. Let's see. What is it that we are forgetting in my brain? Oh, wait, the locket. It's gone. Okay. I think that's what it wants me to do. Are you okay over there? Oh, you're just a dinosaur. Okay, have fun over there. You know, there was one curious part in her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about after yelling at us? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on locket at his neck, I believe she said.
I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar.
No, but look at this photograph. Look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does it mean? If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, and the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? Taken it off? Wait, you don't mean... The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Oh! Defendant, what do you have to say to this? Say. Yes. I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh? You mean this? Yes, it's a locket with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter.
Come again?
Mr. Wright, you have a daughter?
We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
So Mr. Wright has a locket, too. Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? Well now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game.
Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost badly.
What? Miss O'Reilly? You will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant.
Duh. The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who is winning. Duh, it was victim. For last hand, defendant played with all chips on table and loose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and...
Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
Ah, how many times have I heard these words? I done it in a fit of anger. Your Honor. Oh, goodbye. That did not last. Your Honor, and now I regret what I done. A common tale, but true. Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. I think if I remember right, I have to press everything because I gotta get to the next tutorial. Are those the usual starting points? Were any special rules used?
No, not special. Usual game, usual rules.
If each man begins with 3,500 points, then the total would be, exactly 7,000 points. Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division. Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used?
Duh, of course.
Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips.
Explain? What is there to explain?
Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips, not a chip off the old block, not a motorcycle cop, not a...
Thanks. Now that I've pressed her, I better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even?
Yet, as I have been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand.
Soviet Russia chips gamble you.
2 types of chips, 100 points chip and 1000 points chip. It is not money, da?
Justice? Sir, don't you find her comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to her testimony myself. Well, does the defense want the witness to add her testimony? Yes, please. Always add to the testimony until you don't want to randomly. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this. The Ace Attorney way. Fly by the seat of our pants at all times. Very well, witness, if you would be so kind.
Da, Your Honor. One kind of chip is worth 100 points, other kind is worth 1,000. 2 kinds in all.
If I remember right. Let's do some math. So it could be 410 and... Or, so, let's assume the little ones are that. Actually, let's just count them all up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 big chips and 6 little chips. Only way the mathing maths, if there's a total of 7,000, it only works if the little chips are worth the 1,000 points and the others are worth 100. Meaning, Phoenix was winning. I don't think I present it here, though. I think I have to present it on this. I'll press this really quick, and then I'll just to make sure that the game registers. Like, I know what's up. Mr. Gavin said this testimony is important. To be honest, I have no idea why. Mr. Justice, do the court a favor and think of what you want to say before raising your hand. We are not in kindergarten. Sorry, I'm fine. I better think of something to ask. And quick. The 2 types of chips.
Da?
The small ones are 100 and the big ones 1,000. Right? Right, of course.
Huh? Don't waste our time.
Is that all? Yeah. Great, Mr. Gavin made me stop her, and now I'm the one who looks dumb! Oh, Justice, please try not to embarrass me like that. Huh? Who? Me? There's a clear contradiction in the information you have in your hand. Okay, it is on that statement. Got it. I got it. Thank you. Please don't yell at me anymore. We're not in kindergarten. I know! I just wanted to make sure it was that statement, okay? Leave me alone. My God. Objection! You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure.
It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won. If you're not in kindergarten.
Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course. Duh!
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
The totals?
Let's review what the witnesses told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points. Yes, if my calculations are correct. Let's see, 3 plus 1, carry the 5. Where'd you get the 5? They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up,
how much is it?
Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony.
But why? How could this be?
Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. The chip count was right, and the starting points were wrong, but... Well, does that mean the chip count as in their value? Probably not. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can only be one answer. Well, what is it? The value of the chips was the other way around.
What?
Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones.
Madness! Utter madness!
Show me that photograph of the chips again. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up. Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it.
But wait! The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing!
Indeed. The victim did have the larger number of chips still. Oh! Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table.
Oh!
The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points, and Mr. Wright had 4,100. Well now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
That's impossible!
My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning.
Yeah!
Now, Miss O'Reilly, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime. Weren't you? Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves whether... Oh, okay, hello. Excuse me? What is it, Miss O'Reilly?
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see,
See what, Miss O'Reilly? What do we see?
in the last hand, there was cheat.
A cheat? You don't mean a trick?
Wait, or do you mean a scam? They're all the same thing!
Yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are.
Great. Just great. First we have lying and now cheating. Well, this case certainly has taken a turn. For the interesting. Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand.
The last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious.
Not. The aces all are good, and the kings are all good, and the sevens are all good. What are you talking about, bitch? Oh yeah, sure, I can show it to you again. Yeah.
The next moment, game becomes argument, The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith.
Miss O'Reilly, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience.
That alone isn't... What do you mean your experience, Your Honor? I thought you said gambling was bad. That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics.
Mr. Gavin? What's a full house?
Lawyers these days. You don't know your poker?
It's a crime. Or you can be. I don't know. I can't say this bodes well for your case or career. What is this? Some kind of secret court poker ring? Justice. You know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. 2 cards with the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes a 3 of a kind. Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind. That's a full house. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it?
You can see each player's hand in this photo.
Wow, they both have full houses.
We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat.
The defense may cross-examine the witness. If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? Explain, madam. How is it clear?
Oh, well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace.
A 5th ace?
I still remember both hands very well.
What?
Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces.
What? No, it didn't.
And Mr. Wright's too.
Obviously, cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say, a hand.
Would he have lost that hand? Would he have won the hand then? Is 3 aces less than 3 sevens? Okay. You play more poker than I do, so I'd kind of turn to you, my love.
I've never encountered that, so that's something somebody explained.
That's fair.
Also,
It's a rare
I
hand.
don't remember there being 5 aces in that picture.
No, I think that's the contradiction.
Obviously, cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say, a hand. I'm turning into fucking, I don't know, Iago?
Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke. Very well. The witness will add this detail to her testimony. Please.
Mr. Smith's hands had 3 aces and Mr. Wright's 2. It is 5 aces in all.
Bitch, what you talking about? That's a king.
Objection!
It appears the witness is mistaken.
Mistaken? But my name! It is neither.
Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. That's the photo of the chips, is it not? Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend, as in literally use your finger and point it out because he's a dumbass. Yes, please, I'm blind. Please help me. What particular point contradicts the witness's testimony? Miss O'Reilly, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces.
Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question.
Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating all right, and it's going on right here in this courtroom. 2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please! It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you.
That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin, who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards. The cards? Mr. Payne?
Yes?
The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well, the prosecution will submit this new evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards? If these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? I mean, the victim's, because it got changed. Yeah, it was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards. Very well, Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well.
Well, time's a wasting. Get on it, Justice. Yes, sir. Oh, red. The card backs are red. For some reason, I thought they were using blue-backed cards in the final hand. Yeah, only one of the cards has a blue back, and Gavin was the one who mentioned everything was bathed in a blue flame or whatever, implying the blue back decks, and on the table was a deck of blue cards. I'm much more of a red guy myself. Blue is so not red, you know? Apollo's also Edgeworth. I know Edgeworth's more pink, but... Oh, okay. I got ahead of the game. It's fine. Yes, thank you. Shut up, Kristoff. I know how to do this. Thank you. Good to know the zoom. Oop. I accidentally didn't examine, I don't actually think. I just hit the wrong button like a fool. Go. What? Your Honor, look at this! One of the victim's cards. The back is a different color.
That is impossible! But I put that card in Wright's hand.
What was that, Miss O'Reilly?
No, yes. I mainly said, I have,
Your Honor. Mr. Gavin, yes? Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. The dealer. Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss O'Reilly, she's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager. Order! Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean of her mistake! Oh my god! Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. Blah, blah, blah. I've read this before. Ergo, Miss Olga O'Reilly conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shoddy Smith. Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
Wait, you don't mean the defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, are you? Time for justice. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, of murder. Bye, bitch. Oh, safe. The borscht is safe. We are good. Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly?
It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice? Your Honor? Seems you've presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. And that means this court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
What?
I did it! I held out! I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries. Hello? Was that didn't sound like Phoenix. That was weird. It was like higher, but I also believe you that that might actually be the anime voice actor of Phoenix. Okay, maybe I just didn't hear very well. Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous!
Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before!
Yeah, dude, did you not hear me say that? The 2 decks at the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. You used different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red deck for the last game. I see, but that's odd. For some reason, I have the impression that you were using the blue cards. Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating.
Yeah, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo?
Yes?
Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Well, yeah, thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped.
Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne. Or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When was the card swapped? I think it was after. Perhaps it happened after the murder?
What's that? Ridiculous! What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly!
Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible.
Oh? Even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Oh, quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown. After the murder.
Okay, this is going past silly and straight on to crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. There's another? Yes. A simple, yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? The game and the murder is done. The victim is dead. Only 2 remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga O'Reilly. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for a blue? Well, it had to be someone else. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga O'Reilly either. What are you suggesting? It's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss O'Reilly at this point. Yes, I know, but she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong colored card. And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright? Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun all this is.
Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss O'Reilly, then who was it?
Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. A turnabout, if you will. A new direction? We'll find that, indeed. After the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand. And that someone made 2 critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card. because the one who did the swap didn't know 2 color of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Right, the person replaced the 5th ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a 5th ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in.
But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist.
True, not until now. But you have to admit the possibility of a 4th person. It is my favorite thing to add to cases is the mysterious other person. No, it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime.
What?
I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright. This trial has proceeded on one central assumption, namely that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room. I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption. The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court. I suppose that is a problem, yes. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess. Certainly, Your Honor. Very well, the trial will resume in 20 minutes. Wow, we're actually making record time. According to the game anyway, because it's not been that long. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? Well now, I think you would know the answer to that. Ah, being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I've no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Kristoff. Justice? Yes, sir! The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? Ah, you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket? Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there.
Cutie patootie.
She kind of looks like me, Phoenix. I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago. What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never, honest, but it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Huh? You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law. Figure out what your opponent is thinking and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Dude, I have a magical Magatama. I cheat so hard. Try as they might to conceal it. Oh, I hit a button. Everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding. That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No. Come on, who noticed that? People have played this game multiple times. Words, habits, twitches. It's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will. Soon. Ah, almost forgot. One more thing about this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet.
What? I knew it.
I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My, power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special. Yay! It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. I think this might be one of the first... No, I think the second game had, and the third had multiple saves. But, like, with a fresh part of the series, it's like, oh, no, we have a twofer. Continue. Yes, please. Wow, we went forward in time by an hour. I'm kidding. No, that was only a couple minutes. That was still like 10 in-game, but still. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, recovered?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness.
Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again?
That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued.
You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss O'Reilly take the stand. Very well, the witness will take the stand. Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession? Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser. Not. Name's Olga O'Reilly. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quickfingers O'Reilly. Oh, really? Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian, and my last name sounds like O'Reilly. There, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see? Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Fine. We wouldn't have a game, though. But the cases are so good. And the characters are so fun. I know. Don't look at me like that. I love them. I do love you. Even your cough's on my side. Do you need some water? Okay. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy, Smith, hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress. So you were in cahoots with the victim. Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend. The unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple. Elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut. You swapped the cards! Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it. It would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. I just realized some of her sprite is very similar to... oh god, I forgot her name. The lunch lady from Rise of the Ashes. The 5th case in the first game. Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins. A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan. Oh, really? Oh, really? How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake. A mistake? I agree the trap was elegant. Yet what happened to that planted card? Hey, that's right. He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quickfingers O'Reilly. O'Reilly? Your deadpan O'Reilly added in was so good. The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick. Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad. When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant. He didn't cheat, though. A surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you! Perfect! If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up. Look who's talking! Well, the testimony for what it's worth is all yours, Mr. Justice. With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? See, Apollo agrees with you, honey.
And why doesn't he get... he had a chance to escape in one of the Capcom Versus games. He should have stayed out of this.
Because Phoenix get those, not him. Apollo gets shafted. That's why he's my son. I love him.
Honey, do you have something you need to tell me?
Do you want to adopt Apollo?
No.
Damn it. And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? No. Where'd it go, though? The card disappeared? Yeah, my trump card, the 5 of hearts. Gone, without a trace. Poof, zippo. We searched every nook and cranny, even inside his cute little hat. But the card was nowhere to be found? Is this correct? Never in my long, storied career, never has Quickfingers O'Reilly been so readily duped. Really? So what did happen to that 5 of hearts? Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating, lying, two-faced defendant? So the 5 of hearts is still missing in action. Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? You searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing, which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim. Well, what was that just now? I sensed something. Something wrong, Mr. Justice? No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Miss O'Reilly, you're hiding something. What are you talking about? You? Me? Quickfingers O'Reilly. Hiding something?
The defense will refrain from baseless accusations.
I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Mr. Wright hit him. I saw, with my own eyes. I saw it. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? This is technically past stuff. I'm not going to read it. Touching her neck, was it? Woo! Oh, okay, there it is. I was like, where's my weird eye look? Oh, what's going on? This sensation. It's coming into focus. There, the twitch, it's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before. Oh, and then a boop. Miss O'Reilly, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck? So what? What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of the testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory, and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us? Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what will remind her the most of the moment of the crime? Miss O'Reilly, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an inerasable impression on your neck is this. Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon? But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he talking about?
It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit. Not you.
This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. The witness's habits? They're completely irrelevant.
Justice, I'll admit I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later, just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Miss O'Reilly, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment.
Yet, I am knowing nothing.
We know you're not Russian. The witness will testify, please. Now. Fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there. But he left to go do the thing. Right? Miss O'Reilly, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. Love her photo thing. It's great. The man who picked up a bottle and swung it at that night wasn't the defendant. Oh, it's so nice to really see the canvas detail. It's so cool. Oh, it's bitter. Check his pockets now! That is new dialogue. It's gone! The card's gone! I can't remember who was looking. You lose. Ah! Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right, and he hit me. You! Some master of cheating you turn out to be! When I came to, the victim was already dead. Is that it? That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. Well, where does this leave us?
Madness. This is madness. I'm dreaming. It must have been me who was hit with a bottle, and I'm imagining all of this.
It appears our prosecution is at his wit's end. And frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin? Sir? I believe that, as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss O'Reilly a big fat liar.
What?
3 were in that room the night of the murder. The defendant, victim, and her. And she has a motive. A motive? Her plot foiled, the witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouement of that argument, the denouement, excuse me, that's French, was murder.
What?
I'm no killer! It's a trap! Someone's trying to frame me! What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process. Mr. Wright? Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. A 4th person.
This theory again! Your 4th person doesn't exist!
Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal. The real criminal? And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less.
What?
Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Remember what I said. The 4th person who swapped the cards made one critical error. He or she wasn't considering the color of the backs of the cards. Right. But how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there was one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me, I swear!
Who is this 4th person? Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue? As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. I was right? Christoph Gavin, you were the 4th person that night. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards! How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table. But look! You can see the colors in this photo! Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. Gavin, why? Well, Christoph? Mr. Gavin? Mr. Gavin! Is something the matter? No, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so sudden. Right, you aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Christoph, you know even I'd never take a joke this far.
This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb! This is insanity! The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder?
I assure you, I'm quite sane.
But what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim?
I wasn't aware it had a connection to Mr. Smith. Either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met.
Well, what if they have?
Huh?
There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night, before the game started.
What are you suggesting?
Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the court. The defense would like to request no such thing. Mr. Gavin? Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happen before that game of poker be related? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin. As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss O'Reilly... Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you. Oh, okay. Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony? Yes. This was Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along. And I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. It too, Justice? You would betray me, your teacher. I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. It's about the truth. Et tu, Brute? Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please. I mean, you're already there, but you know. That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shotty Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder. I dine with him rather frequently.
And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder?
Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him, because I can't be a lawyer. You were planning this all along, weren't you? Right. Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong. Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness. Justice. Sir, he's lying, and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? Why can't any Ace Attorney game have a normal trial? I think the most normal was Larry's case in the very first game. And that's as normal as it ever got. You know what? Actually, I do want to ask about this. You had dinner with Mr. Gavin? Yes, he dines with me at the Borscht Bowl Club quite frequently. We were enjoying a usual dinner at our usual spot. As usual. Usual? I always eat at the table closest to the piano. I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting.
So the plates and such on the table were from your dinner?
Indeed. The remnants of my meal with Christoph. We dined for 2 hours. Then Christoph left. After that... Damn, that was a long dinner. I mean, no, I guess that's about average for people. I don't know. 5 minutes. So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time. That's a big-ass restaurant if it takes 5 minutes to leave it. That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure.
Oh, Mr. Wright, what was it you said? Christoph Gavin and Shotty Smith may have met.
I believe I did say that.
Here I was all nervous about this meeting, and now we hear they just passed in the hall?
That does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder. Oh, it would be, if that were all that really happened. Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? And when you returned, the victim was already dead. Yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in. A little? He was bleeding from his forehead, after all. I guess I'd be startled too if I walked in on a scene like that. Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair. And I figured Christoph's law offices would give me a friend rate for my defense fees. Ah, glad to hear you intend to pay. Oh, I'll pay in full, Christoph. It was I who got you involved, after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend. Quite high. Is this the truth Mr. Wright was talking about? Oh, okay.
He's not lying, though.
At least not that I could see. Okay, I'll press on the statements I didn't press. About the failed trap. Is this the same trap that Miss Ogo really mentioned? Oops, sorry, Mike. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, I did need to press this. That was it. My memory's coming back a little bit. So much repeat dialogue, my god. Yes, a harmless prank, in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it.
A quirk?
I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. The card she planted! Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of Hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card. Before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle.
An empty bottle of grape juice.
A murder weapon? Yeah, it rolled up. I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see. A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like terrific drama.
That's the whole point, Your Honor.
A card inside the murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look. I already know, but I'll do it just in case the game was like, you looked at it too soon. Ah. Okay, no. You registered it. Oh, I can look at that, though. Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently, it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. Who knows? Yep, bottle completely empty. Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. Please revise your testimony with this new information. I discovered the trap during the game and disposed of the card in the bottle. No, you did not, you liar. Phoenix, stop lying to me. Mr. Wright, if I may? Yes? I've examined the bottle and I don't see any card in here. Huh, no? What, Mr. Wright? Surely isn't all you have to say for yourself? Can't say that I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle. However... Huh? Perhaps a 5th person came and took it out? Oh, and a 6th person could have helped. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Wright is your client. My apologies, Your Honor. I
I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing.
So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear? In any case, please continue the cross-examination. I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence. Oh. Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just as you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore? I didn't get any new evidence. What are we... You made the call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct? Exactly. Cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideout. Is anyone else on the first floor? Was anyone else on the first floor at the time? Not a soul. It was the middle of the night after all. So there, in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. It didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. Okay. Oh no, I really don't remember what to do at this point. Or just double check. Just because I do have work today, so I have to make sure the stream gets done in a timely manner. Everyone enjoy the Apollo Justice music. I love it to pieces. I think I like it better than the original trilogy stuff, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, the hat was on. That was it. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes? Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point. Justice! Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court? Ah, I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head.
Eh? You?
You put the hat on the dead man's head? You wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police, when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view. Shining bright, just like in this photograph. And I picked up his hat off the floor and put it on his head.
Why'd you do a thing like that?
All I can say is, I'm sorry. But that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So, Miss O really didn't see it? It being the victim's... his head? I'd think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Ah, here we go again. Mr. Gavin? Pardon? Just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case. Hey, he's still our client, isn't he? I believe that's enough of that. Mr. Gavin? This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Kristoff. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone.
Can we stop fighting? It's like my dads are fighting. Please stop.
Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. Huh? When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well. A reason? That reason is right here. Your cell phone? That night, recall that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation. That's very illegal in No, I think actually California is the one that allows... I can't remember if it's you have to get consent to record or if they don't need the consent. It's different in every state. I'll have to look that up later. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Christoph, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good. He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him. Hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china pate? It's French. This guy is a snob. It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should have come to that. Bone china plate? A kind of porcelain. Very smooth and shiny. And not plate, but pate. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Wait a second. Something's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club. Most certainly. Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china pate? Oh, that's right! Yes, that was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. When I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court? Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on. Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it, Phoenix Wright? Order! I will have order! Mr. Payne!
Yes, Your Honor!
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony?
Well, as the prosecutor,
Very well.
What was that? Excuse you. Rude.
We'll break for 10 minutes, after which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that? Crystal clear, Your Honor. Very well. This will be the final recess for the day. Oh, I'll have to leave for work at that time. Fun. Sorry, did your Tomodachi Life just say sugar bra? What? Why would you do that? Luke's playing Tomodachi Life over there. Because I wanted him down here. Because I wanted to keep an eye on him. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Ryder. Oh, I can... Why would you have someone call you a short sugar bro?
Tell me Amos wouldn't do
You know he would. He would, especially to annoy her, honestly. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Who would have thought today would turn out like this? May I? God, I want to cosplay you so bad. What?
Hello, sir. Please, pick a card.
What's all this about? Is this one okay?
Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it.
A trump card?
The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all.
An ace? Where do I remember that card from? The missing fifth ace! Wait, this splotch of red. Is this blood?
You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it.
This bloodstained card is my trump card for finding the truth? I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl. I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection. Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take the stand? Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. Will the witness state his name and occupation?
Is this farce necessary, Your Honor? Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom. I have interrogated a parrot. I've interrogated ghosts. People pretending to be the defense. Just go with it, man. Fine, I'll play along. First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat? By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald. Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it. Objection! Whoa, Apollo? Oh, just kidding, I was a Phoenix. My brain keeps telling me that's Apollo saying that. I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin.
Mr. Wright?
What do you think you're doing, Wright? You're not allowed to stand there. Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? And speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off, except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit. Oh! And when Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime. In other words, I must be the real killer. Is that what you're trying to say? Not bad, Apollo. Mr. Gavin, I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court.
What?
Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation, I see little reason to hide anything. Very well. Allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night. Finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night? The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me. So I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, as he appeared in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. That's when the call came from Wright.
So, you witnessed the murder?
For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team? Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client. What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand, after all. So you are, Mr. Gavin. And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright, you had to say that. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo? What? Mr. Wright, the defendant should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared? I mean, in some cases, if he was his own the defendant can defend themselves if they want to. They don't need a license. Phoenix, do you want to defend yourself? You'd be really good at it. Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. And in my opinion, no case tops this one. This is a fantastic first case. It's just crazy. And it's really, like, it's good for new players. It introduces stuff. But it's fantastic for returning players because they're just turning so many things on their heads that we're not used to. Those were the only 3 at the scene of the crime? Yes, as far as I saw at least.
Then we're back where we started. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police?
2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moments of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend. That's right, yours is way hoarser. There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime. Justice, I said I saw no one, not a soul. But that goes against what Mr. Wright said. Ah, yes, this mysterious 4th person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap cards in the victim's hand? Perhaps you can show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary. How could I show something I can't find myself? Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the 5th ace. The 5th ace. Right. Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Can you point to a reason? It's now or never. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out. Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the 5th ace? My reason is, this.
Is that an ace?
Why, it's got blood on it! Right next to the spade!
What? This is insane! Why wasn't I told about this? Why?
Could this be the missing 5th ace? Inconceivable! How could you? What are you doing with that card? Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card. It's mine. That is, I picked it up at the Borscht Bowl Club that night, after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock in trade, after all. No! Impossible! Unacceptable! The court can't accept this evidence! It's a fraud! A fraud? How can you be so sure? What? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason? The reason for the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime? Where are you going with this? Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell on the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood.
Regardless, that evidence is not permissible.
Oh?
Right. Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence.
Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question.
What are you talking about?
You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now, I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence. You see.
This is baseless conjecture. Baseless!
Aw, the pose.
Oh, I assure you, it's quite based. What?
It's amazing, really, how a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo?
Yes?
Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head.
Whee! It's 3D!
Must have been quite the, well, it was kind of quite the reveal when I played it, because I played Trials and Tribulations first, then this, I think, and then the first two. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. And before the killer swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with this scene.
Well, what is it?
Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on a card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, or the second witnesses? Whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card? Well, isn't the victim's position that's the problem?
I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice.
Well, look, the victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him. Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards.
Why, that's right. So, what does this mean?
Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs. Swivel chairs? Oh man, what an evil layer that was. Apollo, try turning the chair around.
Okay. Whee!
The chair was facing the other way?
It would have to be. So we have to assume that at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table.
And Mr. Wright returned from informing the police. Which way was the chair facing?
When I came back to the room, the body was seen as in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We know that now that the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction.
Again?
Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, or the second witnesses?
The killer.
The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front? Sitting where his indicator currently is? I would think it'd be quite hard. Yes.
Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense! Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game?
I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light.
What?
There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Well, but I know this is more tutorial kind of, but still, there's no room to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry, let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing toward the wall at the time of the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike our victim from the front? Right there. In the wall. The killer had to be standing, well, here.
You get points for flair, but that's about all you get.
I thought I was onto something there, too.
I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Or are you claiming the killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above?
It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at the very moment of the crime. Wait, I know! At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there. What's this now? I mean, why couldn't it just have been the killer was inside the cupboard? It's a big cupboard. I mean, that's the only explanation, right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately. Bailiff, send a team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard. Your Honor? What? There's one more thing your men should look for. Please give this to the bailiff. Yes, I see. You do belong at the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. I do my best. But let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here, which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard. Just do a little boopity boop. Boop. Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. Now, the time of the murder, it has to have been as shown here. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment, the moment of the crime. Oh my! What's this? What is it now? Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Oh, dang. Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? Which indicator in this diagram contradicts what we know about the crime?
You can't see dick.
About this cupboard, are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs. Huh. That's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What? What did you say? Oh? Is the coolest defense in the West losing his cool? Ugh. Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was. Well, the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court. Exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Ugh. Excuse me, Your Honor. Order! This is a court of law, and I will have order. We just now received word from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Oh, and what did they find? Well, Your Honor, it turns out there is a secret passage behind it. What? What the shit? Ah, yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. I do remember him saying something about that, now that he mentions it. A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. Never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. So the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops. and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for a few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin? Come on, say something. Dare I ask what really happened that night? Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith. A date with destiny. There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. Miss Olga O'Reilly was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shoddy Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. And the victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look, and after the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him, he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor, and the fact that they were all red. Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Payne!
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Felix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion.
Ah!
Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Objection!
Well, okay. We're not done. Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick. Excuse me? The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney. Illegal evidence?
Objection!
Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin, is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course, this bottle, for instance. The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking. How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints. Am I right, Mr. Payne?
Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were upside down.
I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court and this case demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down. And that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor? Ah, see how the caught fish squirms to the last. Well, Apollo? Yes? Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. But I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation. Just like that. Yeah. Just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to... Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there, in plain sight. How about you just say the answer in plain words? Please? It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions indeed. Well, Mr. Justice? Mr. Gavin said that the court and this case demand an explanation. Don't worry. Justice won't leave until justice is done. Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints on the bottle are upside down? Come here, little photo. It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair. Excuse me? On the floor? Yes, now reach down and pick it up. Without getting out of your chair. Ah! See? You naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down. That's a way to say they're upside down. Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times. Wow, I can't believe it was that simple. Recall our dinner that evening, Christoph. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano. And you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. Order! What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin? Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. What? You claim that I switched the bottle. Where is your proof? Proof? Well, that's... As I thought. More baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty. Objection! I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation? Oh, yes, I have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Bowl Club. And here's one of the bottles in question. What, are you going to dust that for fingerprints too? I would be surprised if any of them were on that but his. Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake, true. That bottle won't bear a trace of anything. Say, Apollo. Yes? Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright. That bottle will solve this case once and for all. What? That's some bottle! There's something inside the bottle.
Twisty, twisty. Shaka, shaka.
What's this? God, it can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Miss Olga? Oh, really? She wasn't that bad. I mean, she lied, but she wasn't unpleasant. Okay, I'll give you that. Yes, our little swindling Devochka.
What's Devochka?
I need to look that up later. Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony? That I'm gonna just throw onto a screen? Like in the anime, I guess? Oh, okay. Got scared seeing my card being used. I was like, oh no, that was for my therapy. We're good. Five of Hearts. This is the card. Actually, I kind of want to... I gotta go look up what the Five of Cups means. That's usually what Hearts is attributed to in tarot. Because I want to see if there's any fun meaning to that in this situation. That'd be kind of cool if there was. The bottles were swapped. And the only one who could have done that was the fourth person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin! The breakdown! What? Oh, okay. That's it. That is all. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. My past is like my logic. Straight and true. But not like my sexuality. That's anything but. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right?
This is insane. What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone?
No, fuck you, Payne. I believe this time we've finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin?
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now.
I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he?
None that we know of.
Mr. Wright, have you anything to add? I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. About this victim, Mr. Shoddy Smith. His occupation was listed as traveler. An odd profession, to be sure. That's all we know about him.
I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor.
Good. Mr. Wright? Yes? 7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch. Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer. He was extremely talented, to be sure. I needed two things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated. This courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo.
Me?
This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right. Mr. Wright. Our work lies ahead of us. And I, for one, am looking forward to it. Well, this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Hooray! You're the pitiful woo from Luke. Court is adjourned. Oh! So far into the future, I'm in the full swing of work. Thanks, Apollo. You came through, just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. the killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Yes, a sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Wait, I wonder if he means... My weird little sight problem. What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer. Right. today was full of questions without answers. Most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture is in your locket. Your daughter, right? That's right. She's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Huh? I took this off his neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him. Wait, but that's perjury! You testified! You said that locket was yours! I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And it's the truth. Wait, but why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it? Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo? Yes? How about coming to work for me? Huh? You mean at the Wright & Co. law offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but didn't you... You're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge, yeah. I'm not an attorney anymore. That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And at the middle of it all was one man. Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion, and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. Forged evidence? What are you talking about? I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence struck me as odd, it's true. It just seemed, well, too perfect. I'll bet this was the forged evidence. You mean this, don't you? I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yeah, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left. Leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then, you really... Yeah, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney! Who's calling themselves an attorney? Apollo. So it's true. The rumor is true! 7 years ago! None of that matters much now, does it? Ah!
Plus, if we're going by the letter of the law, they never admitted that as evidence. They just...
Talked about it, yeah. So Apollo's safe. He did not commit a crime. I punched him. It's your story from here on out, Apollo. God, I wish that were true. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address. Drop in, if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut? Oh, it was an uppercut? Goddamn! Try yelling, "Take that," next time. I find it packs a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved, and at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins. Yay! All right, I gotta double check my calendar because that is it for today. I will continue streaming normally on Mondays, just not Ace Attorney unless it is case time. But the next Apollo Justice stream, I believe if I remember correctly, will not be until June. Wow, Apollo, you were out of a job for a long time. So June 14th is when I will be streaming Apollo Justice next. I will be doing that at an ungodly hour for me. I will be streaming that at like 6 or something a.m. Just because we'll be leaving on a family trip later that evening and afternoon. So, oops, I might not finish that case in one stream. That might be multiple streams, but we'll get there when we get there. Thank you everyone so much for joining me. And I will see y'all when I see ya. Take care.